Well, aloha everyone. It is so good to be with you once again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for just joining me and sticking with me during this time. And this morning, I woke up really early and I sat up from my bed, and the Lord had put the verse First John uh, 4, chapter 6, 7, and 8. And I wanted to read that with you today. And this passage is it's so beautiful. And in waking up and reading God's word, it just really spoke to my heart today. And so I want to share just a little bit with you. Verse 6 says, "We are from God, and whoever knows God listens to us. But whoever is not from God does not listen to us." This is how we recognize the spirit of truth and the spirit of falsehood. Verse 7, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love." This verse reminded me of a song. Growing up, we'd sing it all the time. "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not," and we clap three times, "knoweth not God, for God is love. Beloved, let us love one another." First John 4, 7, and 8. God is love. Beloved, let us love one another. Beloved, that's you, that's me. Let us love one another, for love is of God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. We are in this pandemic together. I recently sat through a couple of meetings with different ministry heads in the district and in local churches. And everyone is in the same COVID-19 funky funk kind of stuff, right? It's just weird. It's kind of funky. Is it service times? Maybe. Sure. Is it the opportunity to bring children back to church? Is it safe enough? Sure. There's some pros and cons there, some precautions that we have to take. Is it a telephone call? Yes, I think. Is it a letter? Sure. But I think the overarching theme is love. Is how are you and I showing God's love to one another? How are you and I as Christians taking just a little bit time in our day to show kindness and to show love towards one another? Some of us are back at work. How are you showing love at work? Some of us might be home with our kids or with our family members. How are you showing love to them? If some of us might be alone. Spending time with God is so important. Loving God and loving people. I love that verse, to love God and to love people. But beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. It doesn't say let us judge one another. Let us be so harsh and critical towards one another. Let us call out one another's faults and sit in condemnation. No, 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 no. It says, beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. Sometimes we can see love and kindness as a weakness. I think we live in a warped society where some people view this as kindness and weakness, and then they view a swing of attitude or a person who tells it just straight up, oh yeah, that is strength, to just speak your mind. I think we celebrate things that might not necessarily be worth celebrating. And we need to check ourselves and think, am I loving God and am I loving people? Am I loving the wrong things or am I loving the right things? And this morning I want to encourage you, or today rather, I want to encourage you, beloved, First John 4, 7 and 8. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth God knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. Love God today and love your neighbor. God bless you and have a wonderful day.